right, everybody. It's Wednesday night. Hopefully, everybody's having a great start to the week. Hopefully, you're having a great week. The good news is the week is almost over. I'm John. Of course, joining me, as always, is my partner. We'll come on the camera in a second here. Sorry, guys. Mr. Richie Reardon. Richie, what's up, my friend?
What is up, dude? I'm glad to be here tonight. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, man, in the world of wrestling, as always. I hope you all are doing good out there, having a great week. Still kind of the beginning of the week. If you're going through all your troubles at work and stuff like that, let's throw it out the window for a minute and have a good time with us tonight here on Wrestling with Reality.
Man, I love this song, don't you?
Probably, we were talking about this off air, probably the best wrestling entrance song that you could ever have, or the coolest at least, right? I mean, next to The Undertaker, I think Hulk Hogan had the best entrance music.
Voodoo Shout's got to be probably the all-time greatest.
For sure.
You gotta love this version, of this song for that they got made for the Hulkster and the NWO, man. It's another reason why the NWO was just cool as hell back in the day, right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, dude, and I agree with you. I got a bone to pick with somebody though, and it's in the world of ESPN. Stephen A. Smith recently did his top top 5 or top 6 favorite wrestlers of all time. Dude, I watched this hot garbage of a video because Stephen A. Smith, I think, has a good touch on some things and a really bad touch on others. But my God, to find out who his favorite wrestler is, like, it blew me away at number 1. I watched it all the way to the end, and I wished I wouldn't have because I was baffled. God, The Rock was the last number. Okay,
let me take a guess. His all-time favorite. Jesus. Stephen A. Smith is a dope, so this has got to be a good one.
Oh, dude.
Would it be? It's not. He's not going to be an Undertaker fan.
No.
Hogan probably was up maybe 3 or 4 for him. I bet.
You're close. He was number 3.
Okay, so who is it, man? That I got to go with. Jeez, he's got such bad taste. It's got to be some. Give me a hint.
I can't give you a hint. This one, because if I give you any hints, this guy doesn't have anything to even hint on. I mean, he's just.
Is it Triple H?
No. That would have been a decent one to say.
Okay.
Nobody says Triple H.
Who is it?
It's fucking Goldberg.
Goldberg?
Goldberg is his favorite wrestler of all time.
Goldberg?
Goldberg. Fucking Goldberg. Dude, he mentioned all the great, he mentioned
wow.
He mentioned The Rock, he mentioned Stone Cold, he mentioned Hulk Hogan, which is fine.
Goldberg?
But Goldberg over all of those names.
What was his reasoning?
His reasoning was the iconic matches, the fact he was a multi-sports athlete, stuff like that. Like, he played football and all these things like that. That's why. That was his reasoning. I was sitting there and I'm like, dude.
Because he played fucking football?
How in the fuck? Yeah, go watch football then.
So what is Dennis Rodman in his top 10 because he was a basketball player?
Brock
Lesnar
Rose
up there in the top 25 for getting
you would think Ronda Rousey, you would think Brock Lesnar at that point. I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Fucking Goldberg.
Fucking Goldberg.
Yeah, he said that. I was sitting there watching and I'm like, okay, like you put Hulk Hogan number 3. You got to have somebody good to put Hulk Hogan 3,
bro,
right?
They lost at least one viewer when he said that, man.
Ric Flair was number 2.
Okay.
Hogan was number 3.
When Stephen A
was number 4 and The Rock was number 5.
So when Stephen A picks Goldberg as number 1, he's losing one viewer that will never watch his shit, guaranteed. Can you take a guess who it is?
Bret fucking Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret Hart has now canceled his cable and he will never watch any ESPN related shit ever again.
Ever again.
It would have been great if Stephen A put Bret as number 2.
Dude, if he would have done that, I would have given him some flowers. That would be
Stephen A would have been my fucking hero if he would have done that.
That shit's hilarious.
The greatest technical wrestler of all time, the excellence of execution, Bret the Hitman Hart. But my number 1 choice of all time is the man that kicked that motherfucker's head in.
Like, you might as well just say Ultimate Warrior's your favorite fucking wrestler. Like, for what? Oh, because he's Goldberg. Okay. Like, next.
Listening to Stephen A. talk about wrestling is like listening to Ron Jeremy talk about cooking.
Yeah, it never happened.
Oh gosh, I love. Yeah, he cancels his subscription right away.
For sure, Jude.
And
Absolutely.
anything that's associated with ESPN, any Disney related product is never going on in Bret
I was
Hart's
just
world.
like, what the fuck? And this was before Wrestlepalooza and shit. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Stephen A. Smith is talking about wrestling? What the fuck? I gotta watch this. Goes down the list and I'm going, wow, he's got to have somebody like fucking amazing on there for that. Fucking Goldberg. Over John Cena, over Ric Flair, over The Rock, over Stone Cold. Over,
that's a good point, Ricky, man. How are you not going to put Shawn on there? Yeah.
The dude picks Goldberg.
Like, I'm not the biggest Shawn Michaels mark of all time or anything like that, but
he's the best performer of all time.
That's what I'm saying. You might not like him, but if you ain't throwing HBK in your top 10 at least, top 5 is a given. Top 10.
Never watched wrestling in your life.
Yeah, you're a fucking goof, man, and you know nothing. Like, I don't know how you could put Goldberg above Shawn Michaels.
Number 1. I get number 50, but number 1?
Fuck, I'll take Gilbert instead.
That was horrible.
Yeah. Not throwing these guys in there. At least 2 out of the 3 here. So his number 5 was who again?
His number 5 was The Rock.
Okay.
His number 4 was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay. So
his number 3 was Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
His number 2 was Ric Flair.
Yeah. Wow.
Number 1 was Goldberg.
Listen, I'm not going to say Taker.
And his reasoning is because he played for the Atlanta fucking Falcons. Wait, was it the Atlanta Falcons?
Yeah, he played for the Falcons. Fuck, it's not even like he was a good football player. He was a fucking... He was
mediocre at best.
Yeah, he was a sideline man. You know, he was a sub, I think, pretty much. And nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm being realistic. Like,
and I'm not hating on his run. No. You know, listen, I watched from my couch with Cheeto dusted fingers while Goldberg fucking did his, you know, iconic fucking run where he was undefeated and fighting on the weekends and shit 5 times. But besides that, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, anyone who's saying Goldberg is your favorite wrestler, I kind of wonder if you've ever watched wrestling in your fucking life. Like,
I would take Hornswoggle, Eugene, and even James Ellsworth over Goldberg. That dude was terrible. Well, damn, how wasn't Roman or Brock on his list? They played in the NFL
That's what I'm saying, Derek. That's what I'm saying. Ronda Rousey at that point should have been on there. I mean, come on.
All right, unpopular opinion here, Ricky. To some, maybe. I don't think a lot of people agree with me on this. But for me, I thought Eugene was a hilarious character in a good way, and I thought it was a fun run, and I thought the Eugene character was really fun. What about you, Richie? Did you hate the character, or did you think it was a fun? Thing
I remember at the time. Let me be careful with this.
Okay.
I remember at the time enjoying the character very much and laughing with my friends and shit like that, and thinking it was cool, right?
Yep.
When I look back on it now, it's not that it's offensive. It's just some of the skits that Eric Bischoff did, I kind of was like, huh, that's probably not okay.
Even then. But
I'm not a snowflake by any means. Anybody will tell you I'm not. Yeah. But there are families out there that probably don't want to see that.
but did Nick Dinsmore not play that character so well and get it over?
He did it so well. And you know what? A lot of people actually thought that he was, you know, mentally challenged and stuff like that, which is good on him. He did his job. You know, and stuff. And wrestling is kind of always the exception to the rule of being offensive, you know? So I don't want them to change that. It's just something that I found distasteful. That's all. Yeah. I'm not saying that I want it banned or that I don't want the team to be remembered. I'm just saying I think it's distasteful. That's all.
Lord knows they've done enough distasteful gimmicks through the years, right?
Yeah, Muhammad Hassan I thought was totally distasteful and really wrong for the time frame they did it. So
yeah. Yeah, Dinsmore, he was a trainer for an OVW for ages, I remember too. You know, he was a big part of the developmental circuit, you know, and they did, you're right. They gave him an unrealistic gimmick that people wouldn't get behind, and you know what? It got over for him. Yep. So it's just absolutely, Derek. That
he's back in the corner.
Yeah, you totally pictured yourself in that one. And
that thing was going to be short-lived, you know.
Yeah, good point, Ricky. Ricky, you got some good points, man. I like the way that you think on a lot of this stuff. I like the way all you guys are thinking on this. Like, you're spot on with your assessments of them. Well, this is going to be our main topic tonight, but we're going to have a lot of topics to talk about tonight. But You want to hit the main event? You want to hit the Brock Lesnar and Wrestlepalooza stuff first, and we'll kind of stroll on with some other stuff later? Or you want to save it for last?
I mean, it's very short-lived, so yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's knock it out of the park. So Wrestlepalooza was this weekend. Did you watch it live and purchase the ESPN package?
I did watch it live. I did not purchase ESPN because I'm not fucking doing that shit.
Yeah.
I have ESPN Plus thinking that was going to be enough. No, they want you to get the whole fucking kit and caboodle of the ESPN, whatever the fuck it's called. I'm not doing that. I have websites myself that I watch on, which is fine. You know, it sometimes it's choppy if you watch it live, but pretty much if you wait a day, it's on there and you can watch it in its entirety. And so I do that. I took Stephanie McMahon's recommendation of streaming outside of that. So
use your Surfshark VPN.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what did you think? What did you? Let's preface it a little bit here. So this is their big debut on this 1.5, 1.6 or something like that $1 billion deal that they got with ESPN going on. And ESPN, I got to give it to ESPN. They really went all out with the promotion on this, and they made it a focal point of their shows, of their app, of their website, ESPN.com. I mean, they had shit on there multiple times a day promoting this. You got to give ESPN credit on this, and and this brand, Disney owns them, right?
Sure, yeah, Disney.
Yeah, Disney owns them. So you got to give them credit. They put the effort in regards to promoting it and getting it out there.
Yeah,
but they rushed this shit, bro. You and I both know it. They rushed this crap because ESPN was floating $1.6 fucking billion in front of them and saying, "Come to us, and we're going to give you this money and make us exclusive for this part." And they say, "Yep, let's do it." And the ESPN probably said to them, "Yeah, we got to do it in 3 months." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Chicken shit and a chicken salad.
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay, well, let's roll with it then. See what we can do." And they slapped together such a shit fucking boring card for the most part. There was a great match on this card that I saw, but they slapped this shit together and promised surprises and history-changing things, and then they didn't deliver on shit, and it was a bad look, man. What did you think?
So here's my thing, right? So I knew this was going to be a throwaway pay-per-view when they named it Wrestlepalooza.
Mm-hmm.
They're never going to give a ECW or WCW pay-per-view any type of legendary rub or any of that. I don't care who says whatever. They will never do that. So if you were imagining that they were going to honor ECW and make some history-making thing because they called it fucking Wrestlepalooza, I could take a dump on a box and stamp it Wrestlepalooza too. It's still going to be a dump in the box, and that's what this was. I'm going to be honest with you. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. John Cena has been steamrolling people in his comeback tour or his retirement tour. This was by far the worst match I think he's had since he's been back. And for them to book him into getting squashed as badly as he did it didn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't at all. It didn't fit the story. It was cool to see Brock Lesnar make his return. I think it was perfect when he came out and beat the living shit out of him. But during the match, he squashed him, man. He made him look like a brony, and John Cena looked really, really, really bad in this match. And Brock looked really, really bad. They both were blown out. The stamina and stuff is not there, and I get that they're aged and they're older now and all that stuff. But dude, it looked really rough. And I think the popular opinion is this match didn't deliver.
No, I mean, Cena looked like a complete jump in this. I don't know if they're trying to go back.
That picture that you have right there. Look at his face. Does that look like John Cena on the ground? Look at his face.
It's like he's dead.
It looks like he's dead. Look at his face. It doesn't even look like him.
There it is all the way. He's dead, bro.
Look at his face. It looks like somebody's face is edited on that picture.
Well, you know why? Because it is.
You edited someone's face on there?
No, I get the graphics made on ChatGPT.
Oh, okay, got
so
it.
they make it as close as possible for you, so you don't
that
get a
did not
copyright.
look like him at all.
Bro,
it was just like,
that's why I was
shit.
laughing when you're saying it and saying it is, man. Because that's what they do.
At least looks like Brock. I mean,
yeah, they're pretty good most of the time, but I don't take the time anymore to. It
looks like Gus from the fucking Bronx or something on the ground.
It looks like he's got a fake face on the one part if you look really close at it.
Yeah.
But No, that's ChatGPT all day. You can make these graphics over there in about fucking 10 seconds. It's fucking tremendous.
If this is the fucking future of AI, man, we're in trouble.
Oh, bro, they do some good shit on there. You gotta go. They
AI's got its perfect. They got his George perfect. I gotta say, they nailed that out of the park.
But man, Cena right here, taking this fake face off and all, like he just got the shit beat out of him. His whole fucking thing, man. Yeah, Brock beating the shit out of Corey Graves was way more entertaining. I heard it was great. I didn't see it, but
he fucking ragdolled his ass.
Ricky said, I heard Cena wanted the squash match. Not exactly how much credibility is behind it, but I read it. I heard too. They said,
what did it make? What sense did it make? How did it fit the story? They're obviously shaping this up where Brock is going to be a part of Seth Rollins' team, at War Games, and John Cena is going to be on the opposite side. Well, so we know that's what they're shaping it for.
I think they might do. Well, then they're going to, if you follow NXT, TNA just invaded them last night. We were talking about it last week, and I think we talked about it on the show last week where we said that this was going to lead up to an invasion storyline, which was going to, it was about the NXT guys just going over there and making their own thing and them trying to sell it on Busted Open.
Sure.
And then the next week they go out and do this invasion angle. So War Games wise, the Survivor Series now, right? Isn't Survivor Series War Games every year? So are they going to do a double War Games? I wonder. Like,
that's what
NXT.
Like.
Yeah. Maybe they do 2 matches in there. Maybe they're doing the NXT pay-per-view and you get 2 nights of War Games. I'm sure the fans would love that, but I think that's where they're going to set this up. But, there's been other reports too that said Cena was supposed to win the match and changed it. He said he didn't want to win the match or something like that. Ricky said that here that Cena wanted the squash match. Who knows what the real truth is? Doesn't matter. It just didn't work. Like it to me, it summed up, unfortunately, what has been to me a miserable final farewell tour for the most part for John Cena. I have not enjoyed it. It would have been
memorable had they stuck to it, had The Rock not pulled out of it and ruined the whole fucking thing. Because The Rock single-handedly gave the kiss of death to this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
He got heavily involved and implanted himself dead center in it to be involved in the biggest storyline of John Cena's career. Really, turning heel is huge for him. They never did that before, and they drew me in with the involvement of The Rock because it was like cool. They could tell this Hollywood gimmick where they're both Hollywood stars and part timers and stuff like that. There could have been so much shit they could have drew out of that. And they left all that money on the fucking table,
His run has been so up and down, and I think the whole stuff I think the whole stuff with The Rock that kind of came, I don't think necessarily it was from The Rock. I think it was they were probably trying to look to spark interest in that pay-per-view at the I think it was Elimination Chamber or something like that.
The Rock even said it was him that pulled himself
Okay, so he did say that?
Yeah.
All right, well. It was a stupid idea because they had no payoff.
Even said it. He was like, The Rock basically stepped out at the last minute, and everybody was kind of like, well, shit, where do we go from here?
Yeah. I mean, there was no payoff to it. So if that, if they there was zero.
What was the hand gesture? What was the this? We never got any explanation of any of that.
To zero. It's like kind of like the.
Why did he even turn on Cody Rhodes? Why did he, we got zero explanation to the story.
It's like the GTV shit.
He didn't want us to forget him. That was the bullshit they regurgitated and came up with. Come on.
And that was overnight that they came up with that too. Or if you remember, after he lost the title.
Sense.
Yeah, but it was like the GTV stuff back in the day with Gold Dust TV. It was supposed to be or something. We never found out who it was and what the story behind that was. This is another one. We're never going to find out what maybe the real payoff should have been, or if they even had anything.
We'll never know. And the story was cool. It drew me in with The Rock being involved and everything like that. I really thought that it was going to turn into this massive, storyline that we were going to get the slow burn back in WWE. And it was like, what in the fuck just happened?
Ricky, good point here, man. It's like, I'm not going to say I miss Vince yet, but
I miss Vince. Absolutely.
I miss parts of him, but I don't miss a lot of his vision at the end because we saw the end of it.
I miss the 90s and 2000s.
That's the Vince I miss.
Vince.
That's the Vince I miss,
not
the one that
Vince.
was.
The one that was not comfortable.
Yeah.
The one that was hungry. I miss that Vince.
Old school Vince.
Fat cat
The Vince from the fucking Attitude Era, man, that was out there fucking
that
fighting
had something to prove.
Yeah, like give me that all day long over this regime. Listen, we bury fucking AEW all the time here because they levy it on themselves all the time and because of them, usually. So we bury them on here. I gotta say, man, like Ricky said, WWE's booking this year, for the most part, on most things, has
Which
been
is
fun.
it's completely opposite than the year before.
Yeah, because they were doing so great, man, for like into like 2023, 2024. They were really turning it around. 2025, it's one of the worst creative. Yeah, it's one of the worst creative years, in my opinion, in wrestling for WWE, WWF in ages. You know,
And I'm going to be real with you. I think it has a lot to do with John Cena. You know, like we have seen him so many times. And the thing, well, we really haven't seen him, you know, but the thing of it is like with the heel run, everybody was interested in it. You know, they wanted it to be something more than what it was. And what they ended up making him was a spoiled brat type of character. When they could have went so much more evil, so much more dark with it, so much more in a way that Hulk Hogan did. You know, that was reinventing yourself. That was putting thought into something and making it huge that will always be memorable. I guarantee you in 3 to 5 years, nobody will ever even think about this storyline again.
If they do go back and talk about it, they're going to talk about probably how shitty it was and how
You're going to
poorly
go, remember that heel turn? Oh, yeah, for 5 minutes? Sure,
Yeah.
I remember it. Like,
yeah, Rand says John Cena, AJ Styles is going to save the retirement tour. That's his next match at Perth. You know?
I don't think so. AJ Styles is kind of checked out, and they're both. It's weird when a wrestler goes into retirement phase because it seems they just check out.
It's like that with anybody. Dana's always said that with fighters. When you first start mentioning the retirement
word,
the
R word, yeah, it's bad. It's time
you're
to go.
checking out. I think they're going to have a great match, though, and I'm with Rand. I'm not going to say it's going to save the tour, but I think it's going to definitely leave a memorable moment for it. John and AJ had a great synergy with each other years ago when AJ
the United States title feud that they had, the WWE title feud that they had, stuff like that was great. The reason why I say what I'm saying is AJ hasn't been involved in a major storyline in a very long time.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate.
He's had a lot of injuries too.
If I'm going to be honest with you, it's unfortunate because really they should be using him and utilizing him more than they are John Cena, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just at this stage of the game. John Cena's already checked out. He's not performing to the level that he should be. They should have kept it one last match at WrestleMania and forget all this fucking retirement tour shit because it's been forgetful. It really has, and I think it's hurt his legacy more than it's helped it.
And you know they're counting down his dates. They've been doing this since the beginning when he turned heel about how many dates he had left. And
there's nothing meaningful. What's the ending here?
There's only 6 ones left, and one of them you're going to have to figure is going to be AJ versus John at the next Crown Jewel show. So he's got 5 appearances left, and this is not in matches; it's appearances that are left on his contract.
Right.
So I got to beg the question. I know we've kind of discussed it a little bit throughout the last few months and things like that, but I'd like to ask everybody in the audience to type in your answers to this. Who's going to be his last opponent? Who do you think, and why do you think it's going to happen that way?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, who should be his last opponent if it was your call? Same for you guys in the audience.
If it was my call in a perfect world, it would be Kurt Angle because how you started it would be how you'd end it.
Well, let's look at modern day people that they could actually match up with there.
If you're talking modern day people, who would I put up against John Cena?
Yeah, now. Last match.
Who could fit that fucking role? Gunther.
Okay. Gunther's a good choice.
I would have Gunther go against him. I would make it a competitive match. I would have John Cena pull out all the Super Cena shit in the world, and I would have Gunther go over.
Jason's going with The Rock here. He's saying, dude, The Rock is his last match. AJ Styles with his beat up John Cena was the greatest mini runs. Always cracked me up. All right. I got to go with, right here. For me, I think I said it a few weeks ago, and I still stick to it, that I think John Cena's final opponent and I'm not joking on this either. I know we have a lot of laughs on here.
Right?
Yeah, it's Dominic Mysterio, bro. This is the kid that has the most to gain from it. He's probably right now, arguably, no matter how you want to slice and dice this, the most over person on their roster or in their top 5 of the most over. If you really want to be, nitpicky, I think he's probably number 1 right now as their person that gets the biggest reaction, pop, whatever. I got to go with Dom. Dom's got the most to gain from this. And, there's a story you can sell in this too. Dom's got the IC title. Have Dom hold it on. John's never won the IC title. I know we talked about
he's never had.
Yeah, that gets his Grand Slam right there. Can he do it in his last match? Go out and make history and finally become a Grand Slam champion? Or is this little?
It's the one thing in his career he's never done.
Yeah, and he doesn't get to do it, and he loses, and Dominic Mysterio retires him in his last match.
Has John Cena been tag team champion?
Yeah, he's been tag team champion more than a few times, I think.
With who?
I don't even remember because they were hot potatoes things. I know he was with Miz once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know at least with Miz once.
Must have been when I wasn't watching.
It was their hot potato era where they would constantly flip that belt around if they wanted to try to do something on Raw or whatever. They just showed it no respect at that time. But, as they usually don't anyways. But Dom's got the most to gain from it. Think about this. Then Dom's has won the AAA title that his dad couldn't win. He's got the IC title belt, made that relevant again. He retires John Cena. Dude,
if they were going to go that route, and I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great story to tell, and I think Dominic does have the most to gain. But here is how I would have done it. I would have never had John Cena lose the belt during this whole tour, and I would have had the last guy take it off, and it would have been Dominic, and he would have been a belt collector at that point.
Yeah, it's a good idea too.
Why in the fuck did they take the belt off of John Cena?
So Cody could get his prop back, I guess, and
we
film a movie.
Need that. We didn't need. I mean, let's be honest. Is anyone happier that Cody Rhodes is champion again?
I honestly forgot, to be honest with you.
The Drew McIntyre match that they had was just. I mean, it was just that there was no build to it at all.
I'm with you on Punk as a good one of his last matches. I would have loved to have seen him to do it a little bit different, Ricky, with him and Punk. That stuff I felt it was a little rushed as well, you know, but. At least we got it once for sure. I just think if you're gonna put somebody over on the way out, which is what we should always want to do for somebody. Imagine you retiring and you saying, I'm not gonna put somebody over on the way out and pass my knowledge on to them from your job or mine or whatever. And just being a putz. Wrestling's way, you can pass your legacy on by putting them over and letting Dom Mysterio or a guy like him get that last bit of another bit of credibility to their character. I retired the GOAT, who many people think is the GOAT, 17-time world champion. Dominic Mysterio took him out. Then Dom wins the Royal Rumble. In my opinion, I'd have him win the Royal Rumble. And then you just have a great storyline all the way to WrestleMania. And boom, Dominic gets his WrestleMania moment. You don't got to hold it on to him for a long time. Maybe he's a Jey Uso, but Dom deserves it. Yeah, Dom deserves it. In my opinion, he's the one that should get it.
He's worked his ass off too, from what he started as that comic book, superhero, skinny, lanky kid that he was behind his dad's shadow and stuff like that. The Hall of Famer, the greatest luchador, Rey Mysterio of all time. He broke out of that, dude, and that's a hard thing to do. Cody Rhodes. It took Cody Rhodes a long time to get out from the shadow of his brother and of his dad and stuff like that, but he ended up doing it. Dominic Mysterio did it in no time at all, and he's not. It's crazy now because Rey Mysterio is almost forgotten in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
And Dominic Mysterio is the star.
Yep. I couldn't agree anymore, man. It's nice. It's how you pass the torch, right?
And I love Rey Mysterio. I think he's a deadbeat dad and everything like that. But
biggest,
just
Gunther apparently is out with a broken nose, and he had to have like a surgery in his nasal cavity or his septum or something, Jason. So he got hurt in SummerSlam, I think it was. So he's been recovering from the surgery that he had to have, from what I've heard. So that's why I don't think that Gunther's been out for a little bit, but I'm sure he'll be back probably in a few weeks. He's definitely. Gunther's going to continue to do some great stuff for many years to come. But yeah, it sounds like he's hurt right now. Ricky said Cody is as boring as shit. I haven't enjoyed anything about his return. Honestly, the fact that he ended Roman's run is so ass.
Yeah, but even Roman's run now that he's coming back and stuff like that, Roman Reigns' run is ass right now too. It's unfortunate.
I like the idea with Cody too, Rand. I think this is a great thing. This could be a great way to turn Cody heel too. If you really want to turn him heel,
you need to turn Cody heel. He's a great heel.
Bro, Dom's going to go in with get all those boos all the time, and he's going to try to play the crowd to make them hate him. But he loves the fact, and you can see it when they do it with Dominic. He loves the fact when they cheer for him, and you can see he's fighting back his smiles, because people fucking, like you said, they fucking hated him when he was teaming with his dad. He was terrible, It was such an awful gimmick. So, Dom, let's do it for Dom. The rest of WrestlePalooza was just hot fucking garbage for the most part. I mean, I'll say from what I saw, the Becky and Seth versus Punk and
What
AJ.
in the fuck was up with their costumes?
I don't know.
Like
Dude.
that, I get they're trying to do these outlandish Lady Gaga looking fucking outfits and shit like that. But good God, you couldn't pay me fucking $20 million to get in that fucking outfit. You couldn't.
Seth doesn't have much shame when it comes to his character, does
I
he?
can tell. I
Yeah.
can tell. That's like you literally looked like a drag queen in that, bro. And
He's been doing that
that's
shit
saying
for a
it
long
lightly.
ass time, though.
Oof.
He's been doing that for a long time. But the match itself was pretty decent from what I saw in it. I'll say AJ looked really good in the ring. Becky, and her had very good moments to it. There were some good moments to it. It was fun for what it was. I think it was a good match. I think they'll get a few more months maybe to Survivor Series or something out of this, and it was a good way, to get her back. But other than that, I mean, I got to say, probably the best part of this show was the Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaquer match. That match was
It's Vaquer if you ask Nikki Bella.
Vaquer.
Vaquer. It's like a Fiji water when you say it like that. Vaquer.
When you look at it, you want to say Vaquer, and then it's Vaquer, I think.
Vanquer.
Yeah.
Vanquer.
It's one of those, when you just look at it, you can pronounce it a million different ways, I'm sure. But
You're saying that she's quickly becoming the fastest rising star in WWE right now. Do you buy that? Do you believe it?
For the fastest rising young stars that's just got there recently?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. She has it's not weird, but she connects with an audience when I've seen her every time, like on a really different level. Like fans love her energy for a lot of reasons. I do too. I think she's got a badass intro. I think she's got a badass entrance music. I think she's got a badass outfits that she comes out in for her character and how she is. And she can fucking work in the ring. She is good. And fans love watching her, man. There's something about her character that people gravitate towards. And you want to like her really a lot too, because you can see she's trying to learn the English language, because I think she's from Chile, or if I remember correctly.
Is that what it is?
I think she's from Chile. And, she never spoke English really before. So she's been learning how to speak English. So it's very endearing to the crowd. Like Io Sky, I think is very endearing to the crowd too, for a lot of those reasons. As you see the good side of a story and a character, and they're fucking bang up. I think Io and Steph are probably the two best female workers probably right now.
Tell me something I don't know here.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. They both don't strike me as that.
I'll tell you, that costume doesn't have a lot of room for that.
I think they're probably right now the most complete workers in the ring right now, and the ones that are probably drawing the most natural babyface reactions. Alexa Bliss is doing great with Charlotte over on the other end, but everybody else is kind of forcing it. And these two just get over with the crowd because they just seem like really cool people and really great workers. They care about what they do. They want to entertain them. And they're really endearing characters because they're trying to really embrace a different culture because they're from somewhere else. And they do damn good at it. And they definitely, I haven't seen a bad match from either of them yet from what I've seen. I don't know. I think it was the best part of the card was this.
I agree with you, and I'll go even further. I think Io Sky has done something that no other superstar from Asia has done, and that's transition over to the American market. They missed the boat with Shinsuke Nakamura, which was criminal, by the way. I mean, that guy was over like Rover, and they could have printed money with that dude, but they didn't. They fumbled that bag. Asuka, they fumbled that one. There's been ton of them that they've just missed the boat with, and so I think she's the very first one that they've actually done right. So I'm happy about that. Vaquer, I think she's probably the best thing going in the women's division right now. Charlotte's going through a weird thing in her career that I think her dad went through, and she's lost her confidence.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why she's stuck in the mud right now. She's really looking like she's missed something. She's missing something, and I don't know what that is. I get she's the tag team champ right now, and it's kind of a lost in the shuffle feel with her. And it's a shame because she was being brought up to be one of the best in the world, and she's definitely lost a step.
I think they paired her with Alexa Bliss, though, to kind of re-energize her a little bit and give her confidence again. Because people love Alexa Bliss. She's a very,
Well, it's like what they did with Triple H and Ric Flair. They paired them
yeah,
together to get his confidence back.
yeah, you got to, because let's be realistic. Charlotte as a worker, I'm talking about EO and Steph as some of the best, performers right now, that are out there, because they're getting highlighted more in these singles roles now. Whereas Charlotte's been really mixed up in the tag division this year. So that's why I'm putting them over Charlotte. But, as a whole, the best female worker in professional wrestling as a whole is Charlotte Flair, like, she's lost her fucking confidence, like you said, and they needed something to get her back to where she felt good about herself again. I think her comeback and the hatred she got from people for winning the Rumble and getting to go to WrestleMania again and us seeing this, I think that really frazzled her. I think she thought she was just going to come back. People were going to be happy she was back, and then boom, they're going to be all over supporting her. And it didn't happen, and I think it embarrassed her.
The program she did with Tiffy Time, that really made her look bad in a lot of ways too. I mean, she looked like she lost a step, especially in her promos. She looked really fragile mentally and stuff like that. Like, it's just not a good look for her. So it's a shame. It's a shame to see, man, because I like Charlotte Flair.
I agree with this too. Roman's run with the shoes shit, wrestling a pay-per-view, be gone, come back.
Corny as fuck, dude.
The guy was the most dominant force in professional wrestling for the last year, 5 years before the last year.
The biggest storyline.
Yeah. And he was the biggest storyline for 4 or 5 years in a row, undefeated for 4 years or something like that, just on fire from when he came back for, just now. What is he even doing now?
Kind of laughable.
Yeah. He comes back at Survivor Series last year, after losing, and then we think we're going to get something good. It was awful. The whole new bloodline versus the old one. It had so much more potential to do better. It just didn't do that great. What are they doing with him? What's going to be his character? Is he going to still fight Seth Rollins and shit? That was WrestleMania. People have already forgotten about that.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense. It's like Paul Heyman doing the introduction for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I get what they were trying to do, but what they did is they just shit on the storytelling that they have just done for the past couple of years. It made zero fucking sense.
Yeah. Unless they're doing that to tease them, putting them together for War Games.
But why would they? Even at that, why would they?
I wish I could explain it, because it doesn't make sense. It was just them trying to get a moment. That was one of their bullshit surprises that they ended up,
How
promising.
stupid is that? You consider that a surprise?
Yeah. It's
like, when I saw him come out and do that, I was just like, what the fuck? Why not just have Paul Heyman introduce CM Punk while you're at it?
How many times do we shit on Tony Khan through the years for saying, I'm going to have the greatest announcement ever and tune into Dynamite, and it's for him to say, oh, we're going to add a new triples title, or some bullshit like that, or we signed on to go to London next year for the AEW All Out card or whatever, and people are like, this is this groundbreaking shit that you're promoting. Yeah. Triple H was doing that for WWE, and the only 2 big announcements that came out of this, or big things supposedly, was Paul Heyman introducing Brock Lesnar and them saying that Stephanie McMahon's going in the Hall of Fame in April of 2026.
Woohoo.
Yeah. That's your fucking things? Come on, dude. You can't do that. It's insulting. We rank on Tony Khan for it. You got to rank on WWE for it.
Can I say that was one of the most uncomfortable fucking moments of the night that I've ever seen, with Stephanie being announced for that? Did you see her face, bro?
Yeah, she was mortified looking almost.
It was
like
just
she was like squirming away a little bit from him.
She didn't even look like she was happy about it. She was just like, no.
Like, do you think like that she's that humble of a person that,
No, I think what
do you
it
think
is
it's just that
be a
she
midlife crisis situation where it's going to send her in a tailspin, that she's not young anymore. That's what I think.
How is that a big announcement right there, though? Like,
that's not like a blip on the fucking like, if you do something like Hulk Hogan being announced or Ric Flair or something, like, I get it, like
Stephanie.
Shawn Michaels, whatever, but Stephanie McMahon, you make this like huge moment. You have the Undertaker come out, and like, that was totally Triple H just being like, you know what, just because I can, I'm gonna do this.
That was actually gonna be my next point with you. I've noticed this with Triple H a lot through the last couple of years, and it's been little and it's been gradual, but now it's becoming very blatant with them that I see. And tell me if you think I'm wrong on this. It's more like he props his own ego up over and over, and he enjoys being the center of attention. And I know people praise him all the time for his booking and say all these amazing things about him, and the talent often says great things about him. I think there's like a sense that when he really got the power and Vince was completely gone and they told him go with it and he was able to kind of do it his way, I think it went to his head a little bit because my God, man, this guy is always trying to be front and center, making them front and center. Shit, he went in the Hall of Fame last year as the headliner. Now we're gonna get her as the headliner the year after. This is like, just like you said, doing it because you can do it, and it's a bad ego trip in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and he comes out with the King of Kings music all the time. Still
comes out to the limo, with
like
the ESPN thing.
Like, don't get it twisted. There's a lot of things that Triple H has done right, and I think
Absolutely.
out of the power struggle that be between him and The Rock, if I was to choose somebody to run the WWE, I would want someone like Triple H. But in the same token, he's basically following suit to what Bret Hart said about him the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, he literally is taking care of all his friends. He's taking care of himself. He's taking care of his legacy and making himself, I shudder to think, like, when I look back, the Stephanie McMahon, Helmsley era and stuff like that, it was good, but it wasn't to the point of like, oh my God, we should make a Hall of Fame year around her. Like, it wasn't that good. Vince McMahon, yes. Stephanie McMahon, no. And I would say the same thing about Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but does he deserve to be the headliner of it? No.
She thought he was going to sing Happy Birthday, The Undertaker, too. That's great.
Was it her birthday, too?
Yeah, he said it was her birthday or something like that, or it was coming up. So she thought they were going to, sing Happy Birthday to her. She looked mortified by the whole thing. And it just doesn't,
they're just doing so many things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
Moving WrestleMania from where it was originally announced was a big blow that I hated. Like, they never have done that before. Why would you do that to a place that got the bid and, they accepted the fact that they were going to go there, and then they take it away and go to Vegas. And then after you do that, you don't keep it in the States. You don't go back to the state that you promised originally you were going to. You take it to Saudi fucking Arabia.
Which everybody's going to fucking shit on.
Oh my God, the wrestlers, when they announced that shit, if you go back and you watch their faces, go look at Logan Paul, go look at everybody standing up there. They're mortified, LA Knight, like LA Knight oozes fucking charisma. Like, they sucked the vacuum out of his soul that night.
Yeah. Vince, I don't think will ever go in alive, at least Rand, when he's still alive. And
he should, because you know what? If they're going to let Brock Lesnar come back to wrestling, Vince should be able to come back.
Oh, I totally agree on that, 100%. But the thing is with Vince doesn't need some bullshit fucking recognition. Everybody, whether you like him, love him, or hate him, everybody knows that there would be none of this if it wasn't for Vince McMahon.
Absolutely.
And all in all, he is the, he's the originator.
We wouldn't have this podcast. We wouldn't have
none of us
wrestling. Wrestling was in the toilet before Vince fucking took it over.
What would wrestling have looked like if there wasn't Vince McMahon in its history?
There wouldn't be. It would be it would be a carnival attraction.
Yeah, it'd be fucking dreadful. But Vince doesn't need that title or anything like that for the validation, because whether you love him or hate him, by God, man, he's the Messiah, the creator of all this stuff, that we're all, sitting over there talking about week in and week out, people watch across the world. But Wrestlepalooza was funny about this too, Richie. I'll end it with this I got to give ESPN credit again. I let me shit on them for 1 second. Their fucking policy, it looks like, to sign up for it is the most confusing shit in the world for people.
It is.
And people who thought they were going to have it didn't have it. People then had to go out and order
more.
A flop. Yeah. It was fucked the way that they did it.
And they didn't define whether it was ESPN Plus or their other ESPN fucking app. It didn't. So essentially what I'm seeing is WWE is moving to all the live TV apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So
So there's another funny thing that comes out of this shit today, that for people who are subscribers to these streaming apps. So here's the WWE effect on each and every one of us who subscribe to these platforms. And I'm sure most of us do subscribe to these, or at least one of them. But if you're a subscriber of these, you would have noticed between yesterday and today, Disney and Hulu both just raised their prices again.
I just want to cut you off for a second. What's up, Joey? It's good to see you in here, man.
Oh, what's up, Joey? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, dude. But yeah, so their prices went up on Disney and on the other one, man. So they both went up. Disney and Hulu are going up next month. So if you're a subscriber to them, I think it's like between a $2 and $8 increase on Hulu, and depending upon your tier. And I think Disney's going up. I think it's like $2, maybe $3 a month or something like that. So if you don't have the package for it, they're going to find a way to gouge it out of you for not subscribing if you watch these platforms, So Hulu subscribers and Disney subscribers, it might behoove you to go get their package that you can get, so you can get all of them. You'll probably save money in the long run, to be honest with you. And you'll still get
It's a shame to see. You're really starting to see the fine line into when Vince McMahon owned it, he cared about families, he cared about moments, he wanted to be like the Walt Disney of wrestling. And now you got Nick Khan, who's preaching the likes of hey, we need to maximize profits and not worry about that shit. And you're seeing that in full effect now.
Yep, 110%. And then we're going to get some cool things out of it, at least for Paramount, because we're going to get like we were talking about last week, the UFC pay-per-views for free now. So
yep,
there is benefits of these things, but Paramount's not gouging people like WWE is to that extent. I think Paramount's about $12 a month or something like that. So for $12 a month, you can watch all their laundry list of shows and movies in their platform. And you get, if you're a UFC fan, you get free UFC pay-per-views. When does it start doing that? Is it after the first of the year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's after the first of the year, and the White House card is going to be free, which is really nice.
Yeah. When did they say they're going to do it? In the springtime or something?
Something like that, yeah. I think so. I'll have more information next week on it, but yeah.
Interesting. Well, we got to be a fair critic of WWE too, because the shit that's going on now, it's just like, what the fuck? Like they need to screw their heads on, because when you think you're invincible, you find out you're not eventually. They think and know they got everybody by the balls at this moment. And they have in my opinion, they have outdone themselves no matter what they're getting for money, because fans do not want to get extorted to the level of extortion that we're going through to be able to watch their product. Jason said, yeah. Hulu TV includes ESPN Platinum, and Netflix and Disney in my bundle, $90 a month with live TV. See, that's good with all that stuff in a bundle.
That's a great deal.
There, and getting the live TV. That's a good bundle right there for that price. Where the hell do you get that price for all those? Tell us. Shoot me that info if you got a link for that. I didn't know Netflix was included with it.
I didn't know that either. That's a great deal. I thought Netflix and Hulu were separate entities.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe there's something in his cable market or something like that you can get. Yeah. If you can get Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu Live TV right there, that ain't bad.
For $90?
Yeah. And ESPN Platinum as well with it. Like, that's a sweet fucking deal. Because Disney's almost $20 a month for it. Netflix is $20 a month just for Disney. I think Hulu, like Prime, like the regular one without live TV, is like $18 a month now. Netflix is like $30 or $35 a month, and I don't know what the Platinum bundle is. And then Hulu Live, just on its own, just to get Hulu Live, is $89, $90 a month now, like in most markets. Jesus. So if you're getting all that, that's a hell of a sweet deal, man.
We're getting back up to cable pricing.
I know. I mean, remember how hefty cable was when people finally started cutting the cords? They were paying, whatever it was, $150, $160 a month.
Oh, sometimes it got up to 200. If you got the primetime DVR stuff and all that, I mean, it could get to $200-$300 a month.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, right? So Brock is Disney's guy, and John Cena is the WB guy in this match. When we think about it, I don't know if they're going to continue on with Brock and John though, in a War Games match. Like,
I hope not.
We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know if Brock stays for the long haul either. I really don't.
Bro, you got a deal right there on that, Jason. That was a good deal, and especially to get locked in for it with no rate increases. That was a smart deal right there. That was a really good one. All right, AEW had All Out this last weekend. Did you watch any of this?
AEW All Out?
Yeah, did you see any of the clips or anything that went on there?
Not at all.
I was
Not at
hoping
all.
you were going to watch it because I didn't really pay attention to much.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys on this show, man. AEW for me is pretty much a closed book. Like I just they've ruined it for me, man. I can't even tune into it anymore. Not even a little bit. Not even to care enough what's going on. None of it. They've totally killed any interest for me on AEW.
The only things I saw from this, I saw the Christian and Edge teamed up again, which was nice to see. You know, we're always fans of these old school guys, and Lord knows Father is a good man. You know.
Yeah, but my thing is if AEW, if their biggest act is Edge and Christian right now, and I'm not saying that Edge and Christian are not a great act or anything like that. So before anybody
50.
comes sideways,
yeah, they're in their 50s or something like that.
They're in their. I mean, come on, dude. Like, I don't know.
Well, they're gonna shove it down your throat that Hangman's the main eventer or whatever. That he's a.
And he's not.
Star. Like, no offense to either of these guys, but it's just being realistic. Their main event for this, one of their biggest shows of the year. It's their benchmark show, right, where they got it all started or something like that.
Yeah.
All those years ago. Like, their main event was Kyle Fletcher versus Hangman Page in the main event.
Jesus Christ!
Sign me up for that.
Put the butts in the seats.
I mean, you got to be a real diehard mark of AEW and a big fan of them. I mean, if you are great.
While you're doing this, take the reins for a second.
Go right ahead. But I mean, like, if that's the best that they're putting out, I don't know what to say for them, really, to be honest with you. The Reddit post about fan complaints about the smell. Yeah, Joey, I saw that. So if you guys aren't familiar with this, just look it up. Fan smell at AEW All Out, and you'll see this post. So this person wrote online this lengthy, was it just on Reddit or they put it on their own like Facebook or Twitter or something, Joey? But irregardless, it got out on social media. It was this whole long note about how bad the fans smelled there and that they spent all this money on floor seats up close to go to this event, and that they had to ask guest services to fucking move them because the smell was so nauseating from the fucking fans at AEW. Well, whoo, that's a fun one. I don't know if it was true or not. So if anybody was at All Out, was the smell down there that bad that you would have given up your $1,000 floor seats? The only thing about good thing on AEW was TPB seen backstage. Who's TPB? Hit me with it. I'm sure I'll hate myself for missing this, but who's TPB? I don't know who that one is. The 2,000 people that show up every week can sing Edge's song, though. Get the fuck out of here. Bubble from Trailer Park Boys. Yeah, I saw the trailer. I've never watched the Trailer Park Boys, but I've seen a couple clips. I just don't watch them or follow them. But I did see that, and are they still a thing, or are they still real popular? I don't really know anything about them, but I guess they're
apologize about that.
You're fine, dude. You're totally good. We were just bullshitting here about AEW a little bit.
I just wanted to treat it like a potty break, like that show really deserves.
Oh, you're fine. Do you ever watch the Trailer Park Boys show? Do you ever watch that?
No, I heard that one of their characters was on it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Like I said, I've seen a couple clips, but I've never really seen any of their stuff. I wouldn't be able to recognize them, but they had them on AEW show. They did have this big moment of Jack Perry coming back, though. Jack Perry came back to take out the Bucks for some reason and fight against the Bucks, I think. And as they were beating them all down at the end, they brought back Luchasaurus. And they reformed what's their tag team? The Jungle Adventure or something. Jungle Express. There you go. So they reformed that. But here's AEW booking right here. Just a couple weeks ago, they're bringing back Luchasaurus, who has been playing Kill Switch, and they brought him back to be a heel a few weeks ago, and then just forgot about it. And then now they've resurrected the Jungle Express again. That was like one of their big moments from the show. Come on.
AEW, dude. You know what, man? AEW had a great run in the beginning, but it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that shit's done. That ship has sailed.
Well, as long as Tony wants to keep sinking his money into it, then I don't think it's going to be a problem for them. He's got an indefinite supply of cash, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, moving out of AEW, since neither of us really watched it,
Thank you.
or will watch it anytime
Good
soon. Well, we did watch it a few weeks ago on the show. Remember?
No, we didn't watch it.
We talked over the whole piece of shit.
We talked over the whole piece of shit.
Oh, here is another funny thing that came out.
You didn't even want to finish the stream.
No, I wanted to quit.
That's how bad it was.
That's how bad it was. Here's the funny thing about AEW is they just put the belt back on her a little while ago. Their most overact in AEW is Toni Storm, hands down. They take the fucking belt off of her and give it to Chris Statlander. Wow. Talk about fucking groundbreaking right there. Chris Statlander. Tony's been the most overact on AEW as a whole for the last probably 2 fucking years over there.
To quote the great Fake Sting, yep.
That's AEW for you. So
that's AEW, yep.
We shit on Triple H's shit earlier, and we're going to be fair, and we're going to shit on it as a whole.
I'm just to the point where I can't even shit on it anymore, dude. I can't. It's so bad at this point that it's like WCW 2000 level, where it's like, all right, well, change the channel, never talk about it again.
They were saying over the, like people were talking about this on some of the podcasts they listened to, or, just different commentary you'll see in wrestling groups. They were like, well, the good thing of this weekend is, and it sounded like it was a much better show, was All Out. It sounded like it was much better as a whole than Wrestlepalooza was. But people were actually like boasting about it. They're like, AEW definitely won the victory this weekend, in the battle against WWE. All Out was much better than them. And they're like putting a feather in their cap. I'm like, yeah, okay, it might have been a better show, but what fucking thing is this drawing? It ain't drawing flies to shit, man. This thing
Neither one of them were.
Yeah. Well, WrestlePalooza made a fortune of money.
I'm sure it did make a fortune, but I mean, as far as like quality of product,
fucking garbage from what it sounds like.
You could have guessed it from start to finish.
Maybe they had great matches on there. I don't know. I mean, I'm not all about just for the matches, though. Matches are fun to watch. I like the storyline. I'm sure you're the same way. I want to see a great match, but I think they're going to keep going as long as he wants to put the money into it, Rand.
I think his dad will be the one to pull the plug. I don't think it'll be him.
Do you think Shad's got the balls to do it to him?
Absolutely, I do. At some point, that dude is a genius when it comes to being a businessman.
The Nitro Girls kept the show alive, Richie. Toni Storm's going to get that belt off Hangman in about 2 months. Man, that would be a Tony Khan booking right there, that he would do some shit like that, man. I really don't know what else goes on over there because I just don't watch, but I think it's pretty interesting too. We talked about him a few weeks ago.
They really had a chance to do something there, man.
Well, they did, and to think Jericho wasn't even on this show, which is supposed to be their big show every year that they do. He's not even on this, and he was one of the pioneers.
I don't think Jericho's coming back.
That's why that's why I was saying it like that. Was like that was a telling sign with Jericho not being there. When we were talking about it a couple weeks ago. He was a pioneer and wasn't even on this show, but you're going to give the Trailer Park Boys, segments on here. And
you're somebody's going to remember that after the show's been over for fucking how long?
But we're going to leave off the guy that, spearheaded this for us basically and put his reputation on the line and helped bring relevancy to him.
Is Kenny Omega even involved in AEW anymore?
He is. He got a match recently. I think he lost to, what was the guy? Tanahashi. Or something.
Yeah, the best bout machine, the biggest, what they've done to him and MJF is so criminal because those guys were so over with the internet crowd, with the everything, and they are so silent now. It's deafening. Like dude.
Those are two.
Kenny Omega and MJF, WWE would have opened the checkbook for and paid millions of dollars.
That's what I was gonna say. Like those two probably made career-wise, in my opinion. I know they're both making a boat ton of money and they're doing great.
But that's not everything.
Yeah. They would have made way more money, I guarantee, in WWE, and they would have had way more ability to really get themselves and solidify their careers, especially MJF, who's younger. Kenny's getting up there now. I think he's in his late 30s or something.
Kenny's getting up there, man, but you got to understand something. Kenny Omega, if you go back and I know you weren't a huge fan of New Japan.
I'm a fan of him now.
But good God, man, if you go back and watch the bouts that he had in New Japan before AEW started, my God, that guy has more talent in his pinky toe than most wrestlers today do in their whole fucking body.
I wasn't a fan until we started watching a few of his matches through the years and stuff, and ones that you'd say, you got to check him out, man, give him more of a shot. I became a fan watching him in the ring, and like I said, I'm not a guy that in ring has to sell me on the person. I can be a big fan of somebody that's not a great worker.
He's
I watched him.
Will Ospreay like aspires to be. Kenny Omega is that. Like,
he's so damn good when you get him in there.
So damn good, and he does it effortlessly.
Think of what he could have done if he would have signed to WWE instead of re-signing with AEW recently.
He'd have been a champion probably 5 times by now.
And look what it did for AJ Styles' career.
Yeah,
AJ came from everywhere else. Yeah, came from everywhere else, and he was doing great things everywhere he was. He was a major star. Comes to WWE, he goes from being just a major star to being a legend.
Imagine the pop Kenny Omega would have got had he signed with WWE instead of going to AEW.
Yeah, but I think it wouldn't have been as big as if he would have come after he had some time there, like he did. Like when his first contract.
It won't be as big now. I know that for a fact. If he made the jump of ship now, I don't think it'd make much of a difference. If MJF did it now, I don't think it'd be much of a difference.
I think for Kenny, if Kenny would have made it a year ago when his contract was up and he had the option to go and start talking to his people, I think if Kenny would have done it then, it would have been a huge deal. I think it would have been a big thing for him. I think after this contract's done, it's not going to hold the same value because he's probably not going to have much left in him at that point. I think there was now or never for him to go here this last time, and he decided not to, which is, if that was the right choice for him, great. I just think as a fan, I would have much rather seen him there. MJF still has plenty of time to go there if he wants to, down the road whenever his contract might end. But I still think that it was a huge mistake that MJF made by not signing with them.
I think that the difference is going to be now that MJF could have went straight to the main roster, I think, before. I think now MJF would have to go through NXT.
I don't think so.
I do.
I know. Yeah.
I think his shine has been it's been taken away so bad that the only noteworthy thing he's done in the past year is Happy Gilmore 2.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you guys on the devaluing and that his character has taken a huge hit, but I don't think that they would send him if they signed him to NXT. I think that he would be like AJ was when he came in, instantly a main eventer and going to be right up there. That's how I think MJF would come off, no matter if they.
I thought LA Knight was going to go that route. He didn't. I thought Karrion Kross was going to go that route. He didn't. I thought Finn Balor was going to go that route. He did for a hot minute, and then he got injured, and then they. Yeah, I don't understand that either. Finn Balor is such a great talent. I don't know why he hasn't made it back to the main event spot yet.
Do you think there's somebody there that could book an M?
I think you froze up there, Johnny.
All right, can you hear me now?
Froze up. Now you're good. Yep, I'm
good now.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry guys, we're having a little storm out here tonight, so I apologize. A little bit of rain and wind out there, but Cody Rhodes came over and had a great run. But who else, has got?
You said, do you think they can book him? What were you asking?
Do you think like that they could book an MJF or some? I'll say this with MJF. Do you think that they could book him like they did a Cody Rhodes, where they made him into a massive superstar? Or do you think that Cody was a rare find that they had from coming back from AEW?
It's a tough question because I think MJF, if they book him right and they take the gloves off and they let him be MJF, I think they could do it. If they give him a hot mic and they let him write his own scripts and do his own thing and be the MJF character and not be the all hands on deck, we're afraid of pissing people off, sponsors and stuff like that, WWE, I think that the character will work. I think if you micromanage it to death and stuff, you're going to have the same situation that you had with Karrion Kross. It'll die quick.
Do you think they'd really let MJF have a hot mic and go and be MJF, or do you think they would cut him down?
They don't even let The Rock do that now.
Yeah. I can't imagine them letting him go all out like he was when he first started. Because let's be realistic. When he first came out on AEW TV and he was the most hated guy in the business at the time and people just fucking booed him out of the building. Like, he was lewd, he was crude, he was raunchy with the things he said. He was extremely over the top. Yeah. He had zero fucking filter, and that's why his character worked. When you started to water him down a little bit and not let him be who his character was, is where you've seen it to where it's come to now. And it's just not doing it for us. You know, it's not what he's designed to be. With WWE's massive, push across the world and their massive exposure and their massive advertising revenue and their advertising dollars that they get and sponsorships and image and everything, I don't know if he could be who he is over there. I just don't. I think he wants to go to a Hollywood too. And, I think he wants to get out of there, out of wrestling soon. I wouldn't be surprised if after his next contract, he stops wrestling for a good period of time and just tries to act.
It's kind of weird, right? Because he seems like he's going that route. I've never really heard him say he's a passionate wrestler, passionate about the business or anything like that. I've never heard him say that.
He's pretty much said and been honest about this.
I'm in to make money and to get out.
Yeah, and that his goal is to get into acting in Hollywood.
Yeah, which is fine. He'll be good at it.
Yeah, and he's been pretty blatant about that. He wants to do that, and I don't blame him for that either. I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, but I don't know if he's going to be around in a few years.
Which is sad to say, because what a missed opportunity it would have been.
Do you think he could be a major Hollywood star?
Hard to say, man. I think that again. I think they micromanaged him on set a little bit. The Happy Gilmore film, he didn't have that big of a role in. It was a little one, So we haven't even got. I think he did good. But we haven't got to see him act yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like really do something.
He was like a cameo. I wouldn't even say he was featured in the film. It was more of a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so we haven't even really got to see him act yet.
He had more than a few parts in there, I would say. He at least had five or six scenes, I would think, in the movie, somewhere around there. I mean, like I said, it wasn't like a massive part, like you said, or anything like that. It wasn't like a massive part, but I thought he did really good on it. I thought he was very charismatic and stuff as the character.
Funny, for sure.
Yeah, he was funny. I just don't know how much depth there would be to him as an actor. Like, let's look at The Rock. The Rock can kind of do it all. John Cena can kind of do it all now. Batista can kind of do it all now. MJF, his trick in Hollywood is going to be like these guys, where they can really put it together and find a role that's a breakout role for them.
But here's the difference between MJF and those guys.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is the pinnacle.
Yeah.
MJF is an AEW.
Yeah.
How do you get out from under the shadow of AEW and the stink of that? Because that's what that's going to be.
Yeah,
you didn't even make it in the big times. That's what they'll say.
What is the movie going to do when they promote you? Are they going to say AEW superstar Maxwell Jacob Friedman stars in Red Dawn 3?
And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this because I love the movie, but Happy Gilmore 2 is not a box office, masterpiece movie or something.
Yeah, it was a Netflix one.
It was a Netflix one. You weren't in movie theaters. You weren't, So officially, in my opinion, you still haven't even done it.
It would have been interesting to see what it would have done in the movie theater. Now I know Sandler has, I think, an exclusive deal with Netflix, which is why most all of his movies go there. And let's be realistic, they get an absolute shit ton of views. I think like Happy Gilmore got like 200,000 or 200 million hits on it or something like that, or watches on it in the first month. Mm-hmm. Some shit like that. It was in the hundreds of millions that they were getting. And that's a huge feat right there. And it's the modern way that we're doing things. But
there he is. I was thinking about you, Laza, earlier. I was like, why the hell ain't Laza here?
What's up, Laza?
Our favorite Australian.
But yeah, I mean, arguably, he got a bigger exposure than anybody could have got, because there was about 200 million people that saw his face. And let's be realistic, 199.95 million of them probably didn't know his face before because they don't watch AEW. Now they've actually seen who this guy is, and maybe if they liked his character a little bit, or they wanted to know
at least with The Rock, they saw the electrifying promos, they saw the big tidal wave of the People's Champ run and all that stuff. Like, you had something behind that Hollywood was like, we got to bring this guy over.
Yep.
Stone Cold Steve Austin, same thing. Randy Orton, they tried it a little bit. It just, to me, MJF is going to struggle in Hollywood because he's still a never was yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a never was yet. He hasn't had the star appeal or the outreach that these other guys have had. I'm sorry. Like, if you're a star in AEW, you're not a pimple on WWE's ass. You're just not.
The term, if they put it on a movie poster, AEW star Maxwell Jacob Friedman or WWE superstar. Well, if they put WWE, it would hold a lot more credibility than to a character. Than
at this point, if they put WCW next to you, still, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to say is I love how these wrestling marks and stuff like that try to make it like AEW is the second show. It's not even the second show anymore.
Yeah.
Like WWE is literally having to invent its own competition and boost up TNA. You know what I mean? To make actual competition. AEW isn't it anymore.
Agreed. 100%. Well, hey guys, let's take 5. Let's go hit a quick bathroom break here, and then we'll come back and we'll conclude the show. We'll talk a little bit about the PWI 500 and anything else that is on you guys' mind. We'll conclude the show with tonight. So 5 minutes, you good for, Richie? We'll take a quick break and we'll come right back, okay? All right, guys, we'll be back in 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, we're back, everybody. Thank you for the quick break. We are back. We hope you're refreshed. And we just want to say first, before we get concluded on the end of the show here in our last couple of topics, but we wanted to thank everybody who comes out each and every week. Each and every one of you that join us, whether it's live, whether it's later on, whether it's whenever you watch it, we really appreciate you coming out and joining us. We'd ask that you please like and follow the channel. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, all that good shit. And we also know that giving time right throughout the week at some point too is really hard for people, especially late at night. So we really appreciate you guys coming and joining us each week or later on or whenever you watch this. We really do greatly appreciate that. Coming up next year, we got a lot of exciting things that we're going to be doing for you guys here on the stream, and we're going to be doing a lot more. So Wednesday nights are always going to be our night that we're doing stuff, but we're going to start putting more in next year. We'll talk about it later on, towards the end of the year.
Up, Johnny.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now.
All right, but we'll talk about it more later on, but we realize and recognize people's time is so precious in life. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out late with us every week. We really appreciate it. We're going to start definitely doing stuff a little bit earlier on different days too. We got a lot more in store for you guys next year over the next coming months. So hold on. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of new different things that we're going to be doing on here in addition to our Wednesday stream. So it's going to be a fun 2026, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so, man. You and I have talked a lot of plans. We've got a lot of ideas, and I'll tell you what, dude. We're probably going to be adding another show. We're probably going to be adding a few things where we do it earlier. We stream PLEs. We have you guys included more where you're on the show at the end, like we used to do. We're going to do a lot of different things, man, to make it better. And hopefully it entices you guys to keep watching, keep coming back and watching the content that we make for you, because we enjoy it. And we hope that you're enjoying it. That's the most important thing. And we, like John said, we do appreciate each and every one of you showing up all the time, being a part of the show, taking part in the chat, just giving us your time, man, making us part of your ritual every week. We appreciate it. We love you guys. And we're going to do a lot more. This is only the beginning. So.
Well, I gotta propose an idea before we get to
something real quick, Laza. Yeah. We do got thoughts and prayers for everybody. We are, whatever you're going through. If you don't want to share it, that's cool. If you do want to share it, we're family here, man. We got our thoughts and prayers for you. So,
yeah, no doubt about it, man. We all go through tough times, and we're always here for you. So, 100%, we're always here for everybody. But next week, I want to throw an idea by you for next week's show. So, I want to make next week a little bit more live and incorporate everybody in. So, for everybody that watches this every week or you check it out later on, next week, I would love to, if you want to do this topic. But I want to do a topic called Wrestling Confessions. And that, I know we kind of did it, or, probably last year. It was like guilty, our guilty, things that we like in wrestling. But I want to have kind of like our Wrestling Confessions next week. Think topics that, you can say that you wouldn't normally say out loud, that you would think that maybe people think you're crazy for. Topics that you like, angles that you like, characters that you like, things that you might have hated that other people loved. So next week, I'd love to do that topic. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea, and I think it's a great way to be more interactive with you guys. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on that too, and answers and stuff like that. You guys, I'll tell you one thing. When we do booking shows like fantasy booking like we've done, or we've done the contest where we've done giveaways of autographs and different things like that, or we've done any of it, you guys have always showed up and showed out and put all your effort into it. So I appreciate that too. So this sounds like right up our alley. I think it's a great idea to get back to that.
Yep, should be a fun topic next week. So come on out and join us. We'll make it live and interactive, so you guys can give us some of your wrestling confessions. Yeah, guilty thing is safe.
I don't think that's a guilty thing, man. I think everybody can hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one right there, man. Sable was about as hot as they came back in the day, wasn't she?
Do you think Brock watched your pee? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
I've never thought of that one till now.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
I've never thought of that one till now, for sure. He probably more than once at least, but I didn't say it. Richie Reardon did, Mr. Brock Lesnar. Richie said it, not me, sir. I'm not going to fuck with you. Nope. I'm leaving Brock alone.
He's gonna put me in a wheelchair.
He's going to Zach Gowen you, man.
Yep.
He's going to throw down a fucking flight of stairs in the wheelchair.
I wouldn't blame him. I'd do the same thing.
Oh, gosh. Well, the last topic let's discuss tonight, just to end it, is the PWI 500. I'm not going to lie and say I give a shit at all about PWI, but wrestling fans take this fucking list so seriously for whatever reason. Do you understand why they take this shit so seriously?
I did in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know,
This is 2025, man.
I did in the 90s when it actually meant shit. Now it's just like they just throw something at the wall and see if it sticks. You
Yeah.
know?
What people are in an uproar over this, but I figured would be fun to at least look at this.
I guess
list.
I got to look now that you're saying this.
I got it right here. You want me to put it up on the screen here? Or
yeah, if you don't mind.
Let me put them out.
I got to see this shit now.
All right, it's really interesting. So some of the people on here, I don't understand it, but let me throw it up on the screen. Okay, hold on, guys. There we go. All right, so here is the full PWI 500. So here's the criteria, Richie. This is their reminder on it. It is evaluated solely on kayfabe, and it weighs the following criteria: these competitors' win and loss records, their championship wins, their quality of competition, their major feuds, their prominence within the wrestler's promotion, and their overall wrestling ability. That's kind of fucking vague, isn't it? That's like a million different things. Yeah. Their evaluation.
It sounds like their qualities are something that you could say in the 90s, but definitely not now.
So their evaluation period is August 1st to July 31st, 2025.
Hey, Joey, come on, man. Leave the Iceman alone.
that list lost all credibility when he was number one. Was Dean number one year?
He was number one in 97 or 96.
Jeez. Okay, interesting. So here's their list. Let's look at the top 5, and we're not going to look at all these guys because we wouldn't know 90% of them, I'm sure. But these are the top 500 wrestlers in the world in this last year of this time frame, which is once again August 1st to July 31st of this year. So ranking the number 1 slot, coming in at number 1 on the PWI 500 is Cody Rhodes.
Oh, right. I can't say I'm surprised. Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't think that was going to happen. What a story.
Yeah, don't color me surprised on that one either. Jeez. John Moxley's at number 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like John Moxley, but that fucking Death Riders gimmick has been one of the biggest pieces of shit in storyline history for AEW.
What has John Moxley done to legitimize anything over at AEW? I'll wait.
He's been their world champion for so long. I guess that's part of their criteria.
Yeah, and look at the ratings since he's been champion.
Number 3, Gunther. I can see this.
I think he should be number 2 myself, Gunther.
Yeah, I can see Gunther as top 5. Definitely. I could see a 3, maybe 2. But Gunther's definitely up there, so I can see that one. Hangman Adam Page is number 4.
LA Knight should be number 4.
Look at the people that Hangman Adam Page is ranking above here in this poll here that we're going to go through. Number 5.
You have him at number 4 is criminal. How do you have any AEW wrestler even on this list with the ratings that they're drawing is criminal?
Look at the number 5. Have you ever heard of this guy? Hiroki Goto.
Sure. Nope.
Okay. Hiroki Goto is at number 5.
Is above Jey Uso, and we've never even heard of him.
Yeah, main event Jey Uso 6. Swerve Strickland is number 7. Seth Rollins is number 8. Mystico? Isn't that the guy from WWE that was Sin Cara?
Yep.
So he's up there at number 9. Will Ospreay is at 10. Don't color me surprised on that one,
Roman Reigns isn't even on this fucking list?
Not even on this list. I guess he didn't have enough matches. Yeah.
Jesus.
He must not have had enough matches and relevancy in this period of time, I guess.
Okay.
Like, he's not even on this right here.
Wow.
Okada's at 11. Joe Hendry is at number 12.
John Cena's not even on here, huh?
No, he's not on there. Zack Sabre Jr., number 13. Oba Femi. These guys are all above CM Punk. CM Punk's been in probably some of the biggest mainstream angles in WWE.
Punk should probably be number 1, if I'm being honest.
He's been involved in every major angle over there for ages, man.
Yeah.
Bandito is number 16. Takeshita.
Who the fuck is Bandito?
He's an AEW, I think, or Ring of Honor, one or the other. I think he's a champion over there or something. think he's a tag champ.
Yeah.
I think. Takeshita, or Takeshita, however you say it. I think he's in AEW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest, number 18.
Damian Priest should be higher.
Trick Williams, number 19. Jacob Fatu's at 20. Nick Nemeth? Dolph Ziggler? He's in what, TNA right now, right?
Yeah.
How is he above LA
is
Knight?
the most criminal one on this on
22?
How are you going to put LA Knight at 22?
How
You might as well put Titus O'Neil on there.
How are you going to put fucking... I can't see...
How are you going to put Randy... Is Randy Orton really number 32?
Yeah, and he's behind all these other guys. He's behind Mark Briscoe, Naito, Ozawa...
Vikingo should even be a little bit higher.
Yota Tsuji?
Tetsuya Naito?
Masha Slamovich?
Moose? Okay, wait,
Moose?
Hold on.
He's right below Moose.
Hold on a minute.
Or Moose is below him.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Fucking Moose is on this list?
Yeah.
Why? This isn't the Epstein list. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh, who the fuck is Luke Jacobs?
Those files got to be atrocious.
Bro, who's Luke Jacobs?
Ugh.
Ricochet? Ricochet? Effie?
Oh, no.
How is Effie above Penta?
How is Dominic Mysterio not in the top 10?
Number 48 for him? Javon Evans is above
Jericho is 54.
Matt Riddle, Mance Warner, Steve Macklin.
Did you say Matt Riddle's on there?
Number 49, right behind Dirty Dom.
Why? He's wrestling in front of like birthday parties.
What the fuck has Nakamura done? This guy hasn't been seen except for
job.
Yeah. Jack Perry hasn't wrestled in like 8 months.
Alberto El Patron literally got kicked off of his own show.
Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Shota Umuno. Is that Suge D or Shug D?
I mean, I'm glad Matt Cardona's on there. AJ Styles is number 79. He hasn't even done anything. Darby Allin. This is a bullshit list.
Lee Moriarty? What is a Lee Moriarty?
Dude, did fucking Dave Meltzer just like write
this
all his
isn't
favorite
Meltzer's
wrestlers on a list? No, I know that, but it looks like he wrote it.
Let's see. He would definitely vote for Moxley. You know, he's probably too chicken shitted to vote against Gunther, so he's not going to do anything. Cody Rhodes, I could see Dave being a fan of Cody Rhodes, even though he hated Dusty. Dave hated Dusty and shit on him incessantly. I could see him being a Cody fan. You know he's a Hangman Adam Page fan. You know he's a Goto fan. Whoever Goto
is. This is awful.
Yeah, you know he's a Goto fan.
Like,
how is Jey Uso above Seth Rollins?
Thank you, Laza. I agree with that. This was definitely, well, I can't even say that. I like ChatGPT. I don't even think they would come up with this shit. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see you, bud.
Up? Let me get to the comments here. All right. Currently, the PWI isn't what it used to be. It's like the NWA. It was the way to keep up with the rankings and promotions like boxing and magazines and everything. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, like you said, in the magazines in the 90s, you'd go look at it. It was something you would like to see every year. But I can't believe it's still so relevant to people now. Emo Flair, Cody Rhodes, Gunther or Cross should be number 1. If they have more consistent booking, they'd be like Goldberg, the Unstoppable Machine. When Malenko was the Jack-o'-lantern in WCW Halloween Havoc with the Lion Tamer on Jericho. 1997. I'm just happy Seth Wanker Rollins is at number 1. Bandito is a tag team champ in Ring of Honor and AEW, Rand said. AJ Styles in the 70s is insane. I agree, Jeremy. Like, I can't believe they're putting him there. Bandito's a luchador. He became big in Ring of Honor before AEW bought them, and he's still wrestling both. Okay. If I'm being honest, LA Knight should be number 1 because of his presence and his charisma. He's held back when he should be as big as the star, Stone Cold or The Rock. Current PWI brought to you by ChatGPT. Yeah, probably very much so. ChatGPT put this one out there. I don't know how you rank Randy Orton at 32. I don't know how you
with one of the biggest returns of all time. And you put him at 32.
I don't know how you put Dominic Mysterio at number 48 with all that he's done over the last
That's
few
a
years.
bad one. Penta at 45 is
45, yeah.
horrible.
Below Effie and
Penta's like
Ethan
WWE
Page.
force right now. He's on the show every week.
He's one of the biggest things that I don't understand why they're not just pushing this guy to the moon. He
Why
is
would
so
they-
over
why
with the
would
crowd.
they lose every fucking match?
I don't know, bro. He's so over with the crowd. I watched Raw this week, part of it. You know, it was horrible. I'll just say that. It was horrible. And Penta came out and did a 6-man match. I think it was against the New Day or something. And
Yeah, they've been
doing,
telling a story with the New Day with him. It's like,
yeah,
thanks.
and Grayson Waller's part of the New Day now, I guess, you know. And then they're doing Penta and the War Raiders versus, you know, the New Day and Grayson Waller. It's so fucking awful, bro. It's just terrible, you know. Like,
it doesn't even make sense.
no, Penta's so over with the crowd when he comes out with his entrance, and people just love him. But he doesn't deserve
Him and
number
Dominic
45.
Mysterio should be having a fucking program right now. That's my opinion.
They did a little bit with them in the beginning, and then it just didn't really
should
go.
Still be doing one.
I hope they do in the future again. There's a lot more story that should have been told on that than they did. It was just
Penta should be a upper mid card guy right now. LA Knight should be doing a storyline with him. I mean, they're leaving so much money on the table with him. He could be the next. I mean, obviously Penta is his own guy, but he could be the next Rey Mysterio Jr. in my opinion.
Absolutely, he could do a lot. I think he will do some big things over there. I really do. Is his brother around anymore? What was that?
Do you think he gets a title run?
World title, probably not, but I think he definitely gets an upper mid-card title. I think he could definitely be an IC champ or a US champ or something like that. But I think you might see him in a few matches, but as a whole, does he get in as a main eventer and a world champ for that? I don't think so.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is. I think he could be an over enough character with them that he could, but I just don't know if they will.
If you give Rey Mysterio the fucking belt, I mean, if you give guys like that the belt, Eddie Guerrero, stuff like that, you can give Penta the belt.
You got to really
on that level.
You got to really invest if you're going to go that route with them, though. You got to really invest in booking
his
him
merchandise
much more solid.
Is some of the coolest fucking merch I've ever seen.
And you know he's selling it out like fucking hotcakes too.
Absolutely.
He was one of their biggest sellers, I think, this last year.
I've got probably, and I'm, you know I have a massive wrestling collection, but my t-shirt wrestling collection is huge too. And Pentagon Jr., I've probably got 20 or 30 different shirts. So
yeah, probably went and saw him at all the indie shows, got him on all of his pro wrestling. I mean,
autograph masks, all this shit. I mean,
he's been around for a long time and has been a big player no matter where he's been.
He's taken a lot of hard bumps too.
Oh yeah, I think AEW fumbled the shit out of him, bro. I really do. They should have done way more with him, and
they should have made him. That was the problem that AEW made, was they focused on these fucking VPs like the Bucks and Hangman Adam Page. They didn't focus on the people that made him special, you know.
MJF is standing on a special as he's presenting something entertaining on his character, which is lacking these days since the greats like Rowdy Piper. John Cena's last match is Americano, if you go with the USA theme. El Grande Americano. Do you like it as much without Gable doing it?
No, not even
close.
Either. It's lost so much steam, and the guy has zero personality. Gable has so much personality that he doesn't even have to say a word. And his other character was the perfect pairing of it. I wish they would have kept Gable even injured around, much like I wish they did it with Liv Morgan. I wish both of those were around to do cameos and stuff like that, even while injured, because they're very entertaining people.
Shorty G, how bad was that?
I got a Shorty G autograph, man.
Do you really?
I do.
Where did you get that shit?
I won it in a drawing. Actually, somebody was giving away a Shorty G autograph on a card. It was a short print, like 1 of 10.
And one day he's going to go, and when he retires, and he's going to be doing the signing circuit like everybody does at all the conventions. And he's going to have a Shorty G thing that he signs for people.
An 8x10.
Yeah. I'd be all for it. It was such a bad storyline and just such an awful gimmick that they gave him. But he did everything he could to try to get it over, didn't he?
Yeah, I got to say, man, American Alpha was a good tag team.
I liked them too.
The original one, Orlando Jordan and him, that was a good tag team. I really liked it.
Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Who's Orlando Jordan?
Orlando Jordan was the guy in JBL's cabinet. The big, tall African-American
gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad.
Yeah, it's not a fair comparison, bro. That fucking character was the shits.
Yep.
He was trying to be androgynous like Goldberg.
Hey, man, he beat John Cena for the U.S. title.
Yeah. He was trying to be like the Goldust character in his own way, but he had no fucking charisma. Dustin Rhodes had charisma for days. That motherfucker didn't have shit. He sucked. Oh, Orlando Jordan. Man, poor Jason Jordan. We're sorry that you got lumped up on that on the show, buddy. We're sorry. They were a great tag team, though, man. They had a lot of fun matches in NXT. They had stuff, I think, with DIY. Who was it? The AP. What was it? The two big guys. The AOP. The AOP. The FTR. You know, they had a good tag division over there.
They did have a good tag division. You thought that there was going to be some breath of fresh air in that division, but now it's gone back to being the shits again.
I miss Liv Morgan, Rand. She was just doing tremendous.
She was on top of the world, and seeing Dom and her together was awesome. And man, yeah, Liv Morgan, that sucks. That sucks. She should be at the prime of her game right now.
What do you think of the TNA invasion on NXT? It has me excited. I don't watch either program, Laza, and I don't think Richie does either, but I did see that they did the storyline. We were talking about it earlier in the show, just briefly. I think we talked about it last week.
You mentioned it last week, too. I think you called it.
Yeah, it seemed that it was the way that they were going. They were trying to play it off as real, but they were trying to book some storyline. So what do I think about it? I don't know anybody in TNA, really, so I really don't know these characters too well. But I like invasion angles, and I think it's a good idea, and I think it's something that will add some fun and excitement for TNA and NXT over the coming months. And I'm all for it for them. I from what I've heard, they've done a really nice job with it. I'll have to go check out the clip of how they did the invasion angle on the show and stuff. I'll check it out later. But I'm excited for it. I think it'd be probably a pretty cool thing. And if they did a War Games match with them, I would watch it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd watch it. For me personally, it's something that they're doing to elevate their talent. I think they're trying to do kind of like what the UFC does with their developmental systems. They're trying to have multiple organizations so they have a never-ending supply of talent. They've got AAA, they've got TNA, they've got Impact now, NXT, so they're opening doors to do that. And they're literally making their own competition to kind of ex-nay AEW out. I think it's a genius plan. So this is one of the ways they're doing it. And they're featuring TNA, and it's a good partnership. TNA's producers and stuff like that need to kind of simmer down a bit, because I heard that there was some backstage shit where they were mad about the featuring of their superstars and stuff.
That's where I think it was a storyline, like we talked about last week.
Because they've never been more relevant in their whole fucking time.
Agreed. I think it was a good way to use Tommy Dreamer's platform on Busted Open to manipulate an angle and to get a little interest talking about it. That's what I think that they were doing.
Who's Matt Condor?
I think he means Cardona.
Matt Cardona was on Team TNA?
Yeah, last night he was.
So he was actually featured in NXT?
Yeah. Yep.
That's cool, man.
He was one of the people invading. They showed him, I think, earlier in the show behind like one of the characters.
That's somebody I think needs to make a return to WWE in some capacity.
I think he's just doing his own thing and enjoying it, bro. I think he's making more money than he's ever made in his life, and he's enjoying every minute of it.
Sure.
I don't think he wants to come back around to that stuff until he's
doing
ready.
Matches with Mr. Tommy Invincible.
Dude, he's doing whatever he wants. That's the beautiful thing.
Invincible!
I haven't seen really much of his stuff, but GCW. Since I know does he still do the indie god gimmick or whatever? Yeah. Okay. Yep. I mean, talk about a guy that had life after WWE and has made way more money than he ever did when he was there. I guarantee you.
Between his podcast and his run, yeah, he's doing amazing.
And his wrestling figures, company that he has.
I mean, his wife is, so.
As Charlie Sheen would say, he's winning, right?
He's winning. He's got the tiger blood.
He'll be back to WWE towards the end of his career, though, I think. When he's ready to stop.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, if Maharaja can fucking do it, I think Matt Cardona can.
What happened to that guy? Where's he?
I don't care. He went to GCW for a little bit, but now he fell off. Yeah.
Jesus. Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, I think Liv Morgan's going to be 2026 Royal Rumble winner for sure.
I love Liv. I think she's fantastic. I was
There was
never
a
a
long
fan of her
time
too.
where I was gonna say when the Riot Squad thing was going
Hated
on,
her.
you and Rob gave me a lot of shit.
Hated
for
her,
liking them.
man.
Yeah.
She was obnoxious with that blue tongue, she'd come out with looking like a fucking dope bouncing up and down. Like,
I saw something in her though, that was beyond that. I just knew she was gonna be a star because just her look, So
you know what it was though for her that brought her to the next level?
her charisma and Dominic.
No. Dominic, man, Dirty Dom brings people to another level.
Yeah, he does.
He
He's a
brings
star builder.
He is a star
He
builder.
is a great family man and is going to be a great father. Not as good as Christian, but
nobody can be
better than the deadbeat Rey Mysterio.
Damn right, man. Dom is just giving the rub to everybody all across the world, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. He's
Well,
giving
all right,
a good old
everybody.
rub down with his chicken tendies.
He loves his chicken tendies.
Not as good as Rewind, but pretty close.
We talked to Rewind. So Rewind, we missed you, man. You got to get back. I know he told us he's going to be busy for a couple weeks, but
he's
Rewind,
flogging asses and eating birthday cake off of buttholes and shit. He's doing well.
He's doing things that are definitely naughty everywhere.
Absolutely.
He's living his best life out in Oregon.
Yep.
Or in the woods near you. You never know.
You never know for 48 hours at a time.
You never know where Rewind is. So you never know what he is.
God bless you, Rewind. He's like our Joe Dirt. He's our Dirty Joe.
Ginger's the Maple Leaf champion in Maple Leaf Championship
What
Wrestling.
What the fuck is that?
That's the one that D'Amore owns. Scott D'Amore from the
You get like a year's worth of pancakes out there with that, or what?
Eat some good syrup and shit.
Hell yeah, bro.
Look, could be a star. She was hot. Just needs some work. She's come a long way with her work and charisma. Yeah, absolutely, Laza. It just shows you that seasoning pays off, and experience, time, effort. Having a good attitude and doing things the right way all pays off. But we'll see next week, everybody. Don't forget, come back. We're gonna make it interactive. It's gonna be wrestling confessions, your dirty and dark secrets of who you love, who you hate.
I feel like this should be featured on like Skinamax or something.
Hey. Maybe we'll
we gotta bring Rewind back for this,
bro. With Laza and Rewind and their perversions, there might be some things that we have to censor on the show. We might get canceled if we let them. The Rewind World Tour
all night,
bro. Him between Rewind and Laza, they could give us some very deep, dirty confessions about wrestling.
I think Laza's got some secrets he hasn't shared, bro.
No doubt about it.
Dirty secrets out there that we've heard about. I mean, there's a lot of people out
there.
Doubt.
No doubt. These are some hornballs, man.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all good. Don't worry, Jeremy. We know we said earlier. We know we start late when we do it on the weekdays because the time zone changes. But we're going to be doing earlier stuff. We'll talk about it more later on towards the end of the year. But we'll definitely we get tired too, so we're going to be doing them on some different days and everything. But we'll talk more about it later on. All right, Richie. Quick closing thoughts, and then we're out of here, man.
Joey, I agree with you, man, and I'm a fifth. Anyways, that broke me.
Scott Hall.
Hold on a minute. Yep, Scott Hall. Appreciate you guys for showing up and coming out and watching the content each and every week. We're really going to put some effort in this next year into growing this thing. There's going to be another show. There's possibly going to be another show involving UFC. We've got a lot of things on the horizon that we want to do. Maybe a quick news show for UFC in the combat sports area of things. So there's a lot of things on the table for us. We want each one of you to be a part of it. We want to make it interactive. We want the first members of the group to grow with it. And we want new members too. So we're trying to make it more interesting, more interactive. And I think you guys are going to like the direction we're going in. So.
No doubt about it. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. For Richie, I'm John. We're out of here. Have a great rest of the week. Be well. Come out next week. Join us. We'll be seeing you then. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching Wrestling with Reality.